Good morning. My name is Frank Grinnell. I've been advising professional money managers and investing in the stock market for over 20 years. It serves as my day job, but most importantly, it is my absolute passion. On Street Views, I offer my daily viewpoint on the stock market in under 7 minutes. I will cover things like the global macroeconomic picture, the mood of the market, company-specific news, secular trends with some actionable sector and stock calls. I hope my insights are useful to you, whether you are a professional money manager or a passionate investor. At Grinnell Capital, we actively manage dynamic stock and ETF models for financial professionals and their clients, as well as individual investors. If you want to learn more about what we do, send me a note, frank@grinnellcapital.com. You can also find more of my insights on Twitter @GrinnellFrank. And now, today's Street Views. Hey, good morning. Welcome to Street Views for Tuesday, 12th of July, 2022. After a brief hiatus, doing some remote camping yesterday, back in the saddle today. Okay, you've probably already seen this dollar-euro hitting parity. Strength of the U.S. dollar just continues to march higher. When that thing actually does finally turn, that'll be a great indicator for risk assets. A lot of them, especially emerging markets. Oil down quite a bit this morning, over 3%. Continued worries about China and their ability to stay open. I obviously shut down all of the Macau casinos yesterday, affecting the indices quite a bit over there. It just seems like Wall Street's just downgrading everything they can at this point. Anything cyclical and consumers getting downgraded. It's pretty amazing. What is working now? I just went back and looked at my charts and my holdings. The best things that I've got on the sheets: cybersecurity and biotech. Honestly, that's you look at cybersecurity, you look at the profitable ones like a Palo Alto and a Fortinet. They're kind of lingering right below their 200-day moving average. It's so interesting. They are just not making that move above that 200-day. I would look for that as a strong indicator if, in fact, one of those can actually do it. The groups look like, both groups look like they bottomed back in March. You look at Moderna, that thing had a low of 118, now trades at 175. Huge move. We own a little bit of Moderna. Continue to, I like to buy the dip here in the space. Both of them, for us, favorite names on the cybersecurity side: CrowdStrike, Zscaler. You probably, if you heard our mid-year update, I went through just, really how defensible and essential those businesses are. And now we've got yields lower this morning out there, so that's going to help probably both groups again today to the positive. So wouldn't chase. No need to chase anything at this point in this market. Not yet. It is definitely not time to chase. So tomorrow we've got CPI. Everybody's talking about it as a binary event. I just think it's going to be more interesting if we do get the lighter reading and the gap up in the morning, which we will. What's going to happen in terms of what sells off, what comes back in, what continues to garner strength. My guess is it is kind of more of that cyclical stuff that does get sold, and I do think that the secular growth and the GARPy growth can still continue to mount some relative strength versus a lot of the other spaces in the market. That is where I'd like to focus right now. Also, the bank's out the next couple of days, so is it going to be a buy the news event as these really, not so strong quarters get reported? How much longer can Goldman Sachs? How much lower versus book value can Goldman Sachs go? We've been nibbling on that one on down days. Like it a lot, but not in a huge rush to put on a big position, obviously, because I want to see what that quarter looks like and what they're talking. Okay, have an awesome day out there, and tomorrow's going to be fun. CPI.
And now for some important disclosures. Grinnell Capital is a state-registered investment advisor. Services offered by Grinnell Capital can only be offered in certain states where Grinnell Capital is registered or meets required exemptions. Registration does not imply a certain level of skill or training. For additional information about Grinnell Capital, including its services and fees, please review the firm's disclosure statement as set forth on Form ADV and available at no charge at advisorinfo.sec.gov. This podcast is provided for informational purposes only. The information contained herein should not be construed at the provision of personalized advice and is subject to change without notice. This material should not be considered as a solicitation to buy or sell any asset or engage in a particular investment strategy. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss, including loss of principal invested, and may not be suitable for all investors. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. This podcast contains certain forward-looking statements which indicate future possibilities. Actual results may differ materially from the expectations portrayed in such forward-looking statements. As such, there is no guarantee that any views and opinions expressed will come to pass. All expressions of opinion reflect the judgment of Grinnell Capital as of the date of publication and are subject to change without prior notice. This podcast contains information derived from third-party sources. Although we believe these sources to be reliable, we make no representations as to the accuracy of any information prepared by any unaffiliated third party incorporated herein and take no responsibility therefor. This podcast is provided with the understanding that Grinnell Capital is not engaging in rendering legal, accounting, or tax services, and we recommend that you seek out the services of professionals in these aforementioned areas. The principal investment focus of the accelerator model, the strategy, is to achieve strong relative and risk-adjusted returns, primarily by investing and trading in securities issued by companies that focus on the global information, technology, consumer, healthcare, industrial, and infrastructure sectors. These sectors are characterized by robust secular growth, an abundance of both new and maturing product cycles, a high degree of competition that creates the potential for relative winners and losers within a subsector or theme, a high degree of revenues and earnings volatility, rapidly changing sentiment and public perception, significant yet unrealized potential for globalization, and superior relative liquidity. Investment in the strategy is speculative and involves a high degree of risk. The second investment model is called the ignition model. The ignition model is an all-exchange-traded fund, ETF, strategy with investment objectives similar to the accelerator model. This model seeks to capitalize on long-term growth trends experienced by the market leaders in various areas and sectors. The ignition model will also seek ETF investments based on cyclical forces experienced in the U.S. and the global economy. This model is also designed to have the ability to offer some downside protection in the event of significant market stress through investments in ETFs designed to take advantage of market volatility. The strategy's performance can be volatile. Grinnell Capital has total trading authority over the strategy. The use of a single manager applying similar trading programs can mean a lack of diversification and consequently higher risk. For more important disclaimers, please visit our website, grinnellcapital.com.